Nadim Sadek is an Irish-born millionaire living on his luxury private island off the coast of Mayo. But now, Nadim is swapping his paradise island for a small house in one of the poorest areas of inner-city Cork. For 8 days, he'll live alone, and for the first time in his life, he'll try and fend for himself on the minimum wage.
That's 12.5 euros a day.
Nadim will go undercover in the community, secretly working side by side with the people he might just be able to help.
I don't enjoy confrontation and tension, and I'm hoping that I'll avoid it, but I'm expecting it, to be honest.
At the end of his stay, he'll give away thousands of euro of his own money and only then reveal himself as the secret millionaire.
It's been so fulfilling and satisfying and interesting.
It makes such a difference. Thank you.
It's given new oxygen to my lungs. Well, this is Inishturkbeg. It's an amazing place, the most magical place I know in the world. And at the time that we were here, Ronan Keating was having a look at it as well. And I thought, there's a man with much more money and even less sense than me. So he's definitely going to get it. But luckily, he didn't. And we're here.
Nadim Sadek has made millions from marketing some of the world's biggest brands. Now he lives on his luxury private island in Clew Bay off the coast of Mayo.
Are you looking forward to your dye?
Yes, Lasheen, I am. Somebody make that kid grow up.
They have lots of names for me, my family. The latest one is Flotilla the Hun, because we have a few boats and I'm bossy. This is the pool hall. It's got a fabulous view to the west and the sun rises in the east. The games room. We often find ourselves down here just enjoying the evening or getting away from the rain, really. Into my favorite room in the house, which is the living room, and it's got the most amazing view. Technically, I'm half Irish, half Egyptian. My mother's from Limerick. My father was from Egypt. Really, I'm more Irish than anything else. I went to school here, I went to university here. My first boss is now my wife. She's Irish too. My kids are Irish. I think I'm more Irish than anything else, but I wouldn't want to deny other parts of myself. So I am a bit Egyptian and I'm a bit worldly.
I first met Nadim at our work in Dublin, and he came with what looked like a crippling disease. And there'd been a lot in the news about employing people who are disabled, and I thought he was our quota. He had put his pelvis out playing cricket. It was about 3 weeks later he could walk straight. So that's how I met Nadim.
Since buying the island in 2002, Nadim has spent millions building it into a luxury retreat.
Technically, the way I made some money, I went into qualitative market research. The job that I did was essentially to guide the owners of brands into the way they would best use them, understanding people. You know, why they eat biscuits, why they don't use condoms, why they think that they should go on foreign holidays or give charitable donations to children's hospitals. You know, whatever it is that people do or don't do, I would participate in understanding and give a point of view on, and you get paid for your point of view.
Now the island itself has become Nadim's latest brand. As well as offering hospitality, he produces smoked fish products, art exhibitions, and Inishturkbeg whiskey.
These are our barrels. They live on the island all year round. We have a whole selection of them. And basically, we bring out single malt Irish whiskey and we marry them to these. And the whole thing adds up to a very special Inishturkbeg single malt.
But it's music that's most important to Nadim. He's produced a best-selling Irish music album and plays host to regular sessions on the island.
Music's a deeply special thing for us. We're proud of all the parts of the brand, but music seems to be a kind of driving energy for us as well.
But now, Nadim is about to leave his paradise island and take on a challenge that could change his life. For 8 days, he's going to go undercover and live on the minimum wage in one of the poorest areas of Cork.
I used to go to Cork every month for years. And I haven't been there for about 5 years now. I think on the face of it, I've got a really sheltered life. You know, I live in a fabulous island and I've got boats and big houses and I do what I like, but I'm prepared for it.
Nobody will know Nadim's a millionaire as he goes undercover to search for people he might be able to help. At the end of his stay, he'll give away thousands of euro of his own money.
When you talk to people and they tell you their needs, I think you can be quite intellectual about it, or you can feel whether it's true, feel it in your gut or let your heart govern you. And I'm much more that, I might be analytic when I need to be, but I think I'm expecting that what I'll feel over the next few days is what I'll act on rather than what I'll think out.
Eat well.
Have fun. I'd worry most that he eats too much fast food, to be honest, because he likes his fast food.
Fush.
I think I'll miss maybe his laptop, his island, and his television, and his iPhone, and his family.
Clearly, there's a loss of the way that I can normally direct my life, but I'm curious to see what it brings me, If you go and fish in the same spot every day, you catch the same fish, Somebody says, here, come down the river, there's a different thing going on, then you either go or you don't, and I'm happy to go.
In order to go undercover, Nadim will have to leave his identity on the island and take on a new name and occupation.
The cover is, I'm Liam Meehan. Meehan's my mother's maiden name. And I'm a journalist, a reporter, a kind of uncoverer of things. Cork is, I've got mixed feelings about Cork, mainly positive because I've always had fun there, and I love the sounds of Cork, and I love the music, and I love the culture. It was a place I was mugged, so I'm probably going to be slightly more cautious than I would have been anywhere else, because I've traveled the world, and the only place I've been mugged is Cork. Maybe there's another mugging coming my way sometime, but at the moment, Cork holds the lead.
In Cork, Nadim makes his way to the north side of the city. He'll be living in an area called Shandon.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah?
You couldn't help, could you? I'm looking for Shandon Place.
Shandon Place. I sure to in the gates down here. Are you looking for Shandon itself?
This is Shandon Street, isn't it?
Yes.
And then all I know is Shandon Place is off Shandon Street. And that's what I'm
Shandon
looking
Place.
for.
I'm sure it's down here, the gateway there, look.
Just there, the gates. Well done. You've got me
Okay,
in.
bye.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
See you again. Home. Now there's sofas, armchair, light and airy kitchen. Loads of pots and pans. Now that might defeat me. Oh. My back garden. If I close my eyes, this could be an Ishturk bake. It's hardly luxurious, but it's fine, There's many more people live in much smaller and less wholesome places than this, so I have nothing to complain about. The biggest recorder ever made. This is unlikely to get played outside this house. I love music, and I wish I could play better, but I play to myself, and I'm happy enough with the way I play to myself. I mean, I'm sure there'll be lots of great projects going on, but if we're really lucky, then we'll come across something where music is playing a part, whatever it is. If music can be at the heart of it, I'll be delighted.
Shandon Street is a multi-ethnic community in the centre of Cork City. In recent years, a vibrant African community has sprung up alongside an ageing population of second and third generation locals. As he starts researching the area, Nadim follows his nose straight into the local pub.
How are you? So you guys are all from around here? Yeah. Do you know what I'm curious about? Because I've just arrived today, really, is the Shandon Street that I'm seeing here. Is it the Shandon Street you've been looking at for the last 10 years or 20 years?
You have all the changes with the colour people in the shops.
Yeah.
How many pubs are there?
How many pubs? My time there was 26.
Was there really?
Yeah.
And what is there now?
1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
From 26 to 4. Shandon Street's obviously a place that's seen a lot of history. How's it changed in the last 10 years?
It's not Shandon Street no more. Wife.
It's full of colour people.
Wife. Where everyone have to live in that place. You're well in Spanish.
The same better, like.
Oh, you wouldn't want to do that.
I went to Specs there.
You're better off not looking at me.
But,
Have a bit of, I'm keeping you from your pint. Have a good old drink there.
yeah.
I'd love to get a picture of you guys because we're doing this book. Just a second.
Because Nadim is undercover as a photojournalist writing a book about Ireland, his camera is always at the ready.
There, that's good. With your arms out like that. I just had a pint in the Old Reliable. The guys in there were very welcoming. They feel that the street used to be the life and soul of North Cork, but it's changed, and the biggest change is it's a multi-ethnic society, and that is not so easy.
After a pint with the locals, Nadim heads straight for the charity shop, right opposite his house.
I'm Liam.
Nice to meet you, Liam.
How are you? What's your name?
Yasser.
Mosaic.
It raises funds for a local refugee support centre, and Nadim gets chatting to one of its volunteers.
And this place.
The idea is kind of like, it's Koshtina charity shop.
How do you pronounce the name itself?
Koshtina.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean?
Koshtina is, I think, it's an Irish language and mean gathering around the fair or gathering together. Yeah. And there is a centre as well called Koshtina Centre.
Yasser Yunus came to Ireland in 2006 to escape the war in Darfur. Koshtina helped him to learn English and get his refugee status. So now he gives a little back by volunteering for a few hours a week.
They're kind of like helping a lot for us to integrate with the society.
Could I come along maybe on Thursday?
Yeah, sure. You're welcome with the time if you want to come around.
Well, that might be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shukran. The charity that he's involved with, Koshtina, it's got a lovely little notion to it. And people gather around a fireside, which is a gathering, it's community, it's warmth, it's activity. I'd like to find out more about it. There's a hare to chase now, which is great. Going up the road from Shandon Street to another area nearby, you immediately see the challenges of, I think, any city, but Cork is wearing them fairly openly. There are bottles on the roof, and there were, shuttered windows, and the kids round and about, were very, very street smart. They were joking all the time about robbing the camera out of my pocket, and you knew that you're on a knife edge, really, where if I'd said the wrong thing or if I'd looked a bit crooked, there could have been a much firmer challenge than the rather cheeky, mirthful one that I did get. I think the biggest worry about tonight is just kind of being face to face with the tension that is clearly on the street, and I don't know how it might erupt. The off licenses are open, it's been a warm day, it's been a long day, so I don't enjoy confrontation and tension, and I think it's there on the street. So I'm hoping that I'll avoid it, but I'm expecting it, to be honest.
Nadim Sadek is a marketing millionaire. He's living undercover in Cork City while secretly searching for people to help. When he finds them, Nadim will give away thousands of euro of his own money.
The sleep I had last night was different from the sleep that I get on the island, where it's entirely peaceful and tranquil, and you might occasionally be woken by a pheasant in the morning or something, but it wasn't pheasants that I heard. There's a place that a guy in the Old Reliable, my local, told me about last night that I think he went to when he was a kid. A soup kitchen or something like that. It seems to have been around forever, and it's very under the radar. And from there, maybe we'll pick up some leads and follow them. Hello there. Hi. Are you Florence?
I am. I'm
Hello.
Florence.
I'm Liam.
Oh,
Nice
you're
to meet
Liam.
you.
Hello.
I am, finally, yes.
We're
How are
looking
you?
for a job for you, Liam.
Yeah.
How are you on your marigolds?
I'll do anything you like, really.
Cork Penny Dinners has been running for over 160 years. It's the oldest charity in Cork, providing a free hot meal to anyone in need 7 days a week.
You are so honoured. We'll give you a new butter.
Florence Harrison is one of the driving forces behind it.
Cheese comes from the EC, so it's donated.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that from the...
At 11:30, lunch is served by the team of regular volunteers. Nadim joins them.
A takeaway, yeah? Do we have a takeaway top?
Okay, my darling, you're keeping well? Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
And what else are we doing? We're doing, yeah, a bit of liver. Sausage. So vegetables, coming. There you go. Where's the gravy gone? Has the gravy gone somewhere? Anybody able to make gravy?
As lunch winds down, Florence explains that the key to penny dinners is never turning anyone away.
You don't judge, you don't ask, you welcome them. They all get something, you know?
You're very determined, aren't you?
Yes, very. I'm passionate about Cork Penny Dinners, I really am, yes. And also the type of customer has changed over the years.
In what way?
Well, you're getting people who ran their own businesses now who would be they've lost their house, they've lost their marriage, and I believe the need will increase.
That was the first real interaction with a charity and its work in Cork. And I suspect, like they all will be, it's, you know, very moving. You know, there's real work being done by people getting nothing more out of it than a sense of humanity and being fulfilled by doing good things with others. I think what I have to start trying to figure out is the point of why I'm here.
It's later that afternoon, and Nadim has met up with Yasser, whom he met in the charity shop yesterday. Yasser wants to introduce him to the refugee support centre, Koshtzine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because, you know, you're the first person I met, and you know, you seem to be very happy with this place.
We're nearly there, almost here.
Is that it there with the cross on top?
Yeah.
I didn't know how Christian or not this place is, but I'm looking up now and there's a stained glass window, Jesus, you know, and...
Koshtzine is a drop-in support centre for asylum seekers and refugees. Set up in 2002, it occupies a large space in a Dominican college. It's run by Father Angelo Lafferty for the Society of African Missionaries.
So how can we help you?
Just by having a chat, to be honest. I'd love to look around and hear what you do and why you do it, and just to understand it.
Koshtzine is a pastoral immigrant response. So, it's faith-based. Jesus Christ said, "I came that you might have life and have it to the full." As soon as somebody walks through our door, our hope is that is the first thing they will see. I was a stranger and you made a welcome.
Yeah.
And this is the root of the gospel-based response that we're making here in Koshtzine.
Koshtzine is completely staffed by volunteers and people on community employment schemes.
This is Sadie. Sadie, this is Liam.
Father Angelo is always pushing to keep it moving forwards.
The grass needs cut. So if that was a possibility, also the stage then upstairs needs to be brought down.
Can I ask a very important food question?
Yes.
Are they Kimberley Mikado or coconut cream?
They are Kimberley Mikado.
May I take one, please?
Of course, yes.
I'll take one. I love these. Here I am handling
The interesting thing here, our biggest biscuit here is not the Kimberley Mikado's rich tea.
Come on and show me around the rest.
Okay, great stuff. See you, Smin. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to take you now to our computer room.
From internet rooms to assembly halls, the entire centre is run on a shoestring budget, forcing Father Angelo to improvise.
But we like to recycle. So a lot of what was here, this is the side of a bath, this came out of a skip. Skip, skip, skip. Also the covering on the floor, a skip. I don't know whether it's legal or illegal, but anyway, we did it. We had no money.
Yeah.
Up here,
yeah,
we would have our counselling room, spiritual direction room. You can see we've stopped the carpet there.
Yeah.
We don't have enough money to finish it.
So what is a spiritual direction? What happens when one is spiritually directed?
Many people, regardless of their faith background, would want to talk about their faith. It's a sacred space where they can come together and feel free to share it.
I didn't know really anything about Christiana, and I didn't know whether it had a connection to the church or not. So now that I discovered that actually it is quite connected, why is it not just the church name? Why is it not the SMA or whatever you call it, the Society of African Missions? Why is it not that's the host, if you like, to this? Why is it Coshtina?
One might imagine that it excludes. We welcome all peoples here.
I'm not a religious person. In fact, I'm probably tending towards being not dismissive of it, but quite skeptical of religion. To be honest, I was thinking, I don't really want to be here. You know, the church is full of money. They can support whatever they like. And, you know, me, I'm just a little teardrop in the great ocean of stuff that they have. So I wasn't that keen.
The next morning, and under the shadow of the Shandon bells, Nadim is back on the street. He's desperate to find a worthy cause he can connect with.
Plan of action today is really, I think, to get off the street a bit. You know, I mean, there's much more to explore here, but we're in Cork, not the street, and I want to get out and about.
In the local shop, he finds a flyer for a disabled kids club and immediately calls to arrange a visit. Rebel Wheelers is a sports group for physically disabled children and their able-bodied siblings. It was set up by a group of parents who had nowhere else to turn. They meet once a week for a few hours, and it's as much about socializing as it is sport.
I'm Liam. Hi, how are you? You too.
Karen Coleman is one of the founding parents and the chairperson of the club.
Who's this?
This is Martin, my son.
Hello, Marty. How are you? Good to meet you. Tell me a bit about what you're doing.
Basically, we're a sports club that promote activity and sport for kids with physical disability.
Yeah.
From 5 to 18-year-olds. It's just to promote inclusion, basically, and get their families, their sisters and brothers, cousins, friends even involved.
Where do you hope it's going to?
To be honest, I want to see every child leave with a smile. That's what I want. I want them to feel that they can go and do any sport, anytime and anywhere.
Jerry O'Regan is another parent involved.
That's my small fella, Dara.
With his back to us? Or
no, in the wheelchair.
In the wheelchair.
He explains to Nadim how everyone is encouraged to sit in a wheelchair and get involved.
It's amazing to see the able-bodied kids coming into a wheelchair and they're trying to push it and they kind of go, and the brother and he passing them out and flying, so that sort of thing.
There's what?
Nadim is no exception to the rule.
I'm being murdered here. Oh. Well done. Beat me by a mile.
How much did you beat me by the way?
3.5 seconds.
No way. It wasn't that much.
It was.
No way.
Whilst the kids get competitive, the parents swap information and socialise over a cup of tea.
Oh,
Did you see me racing?
Everybody that he beat you by 3.5 seconds.
At least that. I
And
think
100
by a whole
meters.
length.
Seven-year-old Cathal suffers from a severe form of spina bifida, but it doesn't stop him getting involved.
It's great, like Cathal goes to school, but he's, I suppose, the only one in a wheelchair. When Cathal comes up here, everybody's in a wheelchair, including me, you know. The main thing is that they enjoy it. I suppose Cathal is probably at the higher end of the spectrum, in the sense, like, Cathal's life expectancy will be very short, you know. I mean, he's got a lot of complications, but
How long is it? I mean, I know it's a terrible question.
Realistically, we could say a year or two, you know. I suppose he hasn't started asking yet why or whatever.
Where this is going on.
Yeah.
It just seems mad to me. You know, here we are living in Western Europe 2011 and disabled children are sort of invisible to the state. I'm not so old, but I've begun to learn that you can fight all the good fights in life and take up all your time with it, or you can get on and fix the thing that's in front of you. So the parents that we saw today have decided, instead of taking on the government or going to their TDs or whatever else, they're just fixing it themselves. And I think if I was one of them, I'd be doing the same. So they're not letting anything hinder them. It's just a really practical solution to a real need.
Nadim has been in Cork now for 4 days, and his search for people to help is taking him deeper into the local communities. Knocknaheeny and Garranabraher are areas close to Shandon Street, and both share severe unemployment and high crime rates.
I was just going past and I saw the signs outside.
He drops into a local community resource centre to find out about interesting projects in the area.
We have a tea dance once a month, and also the centre here runs a drop-in...
Community Development Officer Anne Long tells Nadim about a local music project for disadvantaged youths. And her own son is on the course.
It started with Bob Seaward giving young people the opportunity to learn. An awful lot of these young people would have been early school leavers. I mean, to see them actually perform now, it's absolutely fantastic. To see how far they've come in such a short time.
Nadim is excited that this could be the project he's been looking for and sets off to find it. Based in an old porta-cabin at the side of the road, the Knocknaheeny Youth Music Initiative has 16 full-time students learning an array of different instruments.
Hello. Good. Liam, nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I just heard about you down the road, and a lady called Anne sent me up.
Bob Seaward has been involved with music in education for over 20 years, and he set up this pilot project just over a year ago.
This is a kind of a pilot, using music as a tool for social inclusion, getting them back into work and into education. We have a percussion room here.
Okay.
Drums.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If we go in. And
Bob's vision is simple: take local unemployed youths, teach them a musical instrument, and get them off the streets and back into education.
Fantastic.
Very well, very well.
What do you intend to do with your drumming?
University and teach.
Playing in band, really,
or
maybe.
Really playing a band as well, like.
What would you have been doing with the time if you weren't here?
Just sitting down watching telly, drinking coffee, more than likely. Like, that's what I does anyway, but no, I'm just mad into the instruments, like, play anything I get my hands on, really, like.
Yeah.
All of the instruments are bought by Bob and then loaned to the students while they're on the course.
That's brilliant.
This man didn't see a saxophone until a couple of months ago.
Yeah, well,
he's playing jazz now, which is, shows his enthusiasm and the good tuition he's got, you know.
Well, I tried college twice and didn't work out. Bob let me stay, and I'm delighted he let me stay, like.
Amber has courage and wisdom. She knows that the time has come to run from the heat of the boiling sun. That's keeping her love underground and sending out signs to the world. Baby, you know you're mine.
That's beautiful. Did you write it yourself?
Yeah. It's a song that kind of goes for, like, you know, any girl or something like that, you know, that you can put anybody's name into it, really. I just says Amber.
Sweet, though. Is everybody from the same kind of situation?
Most people here are from what you would call a disadvantaged area. Like, when you're from one of those areas, there's not much you have to do because everybody's putting you down, like. And then, you know, there's people up here who actually, you know, who listen to you and teach you and, you know, just treat you like a normal person, like, you know.
That's beautiful. Well done, both of you. Tell me about Bob.
I was really intimidated by Bob when I first met him.
You were?
I think it's just his eyebrows, like, they're very scary looking, like, it's like being stared down by a giant owl or something. Like.
Normally at the end of the day, each day, we get together and perform as a group.
Each day?
As a group, yeah.
I'm thrilled we found this. This is a great project. You feel it the instant you walk through the door. Bob, he's there, everybody knows him, everybody loves him. You go into each room, there's a gang of kids. The impression I've already got is that they could all be up to mischief. But they're here and they're determined, so I'm starting with huge enthusiasm for this. Say the rudest word you know when I count to 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Say it.
Nadim Sadek has been undercover in Cork City now for over a week.
You can't ground him.
Pretending to be a photojournalist writing a book about Ireland in the 21st century.
I'm going to give myself a little treat here, and I'm going to join you.
Nadim is actually on a secret search for people to give his money to. Today, Nadim has returned to Rebel Wheelers, a sports club set up by parents of disabled children. Their plan is to grow the club and compete around the country, and Nadim is keen to know more about the cost of this expansion.
So personal assistance, travel, bit of food.
Gear.
Is there going to be a minibus?
There.
We were just talking about that, actually.
Even just to load the wheelchairs onto the bus, you actually have to do certain courses to lock down the wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's all
But
that kind of training
the
again.
most easily seen new cost coming your way is the expansion. But if you suddenly go from, I don't know how many kids you have. How many do you have at the moment coming in?
About 25, I'd say, on a regular basis, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
so if you go
we
from
had
25
most
to
of them
50, how are you going to cope with the costs that come with that?
We're winging it for the last...
Well, you're winging it.
Good at winging it.
We've got very organised, so...
What do you think of that, boys?
Your good side.
I got your good side.
You have a good side.
I hope we always get your good side, Martin. What do you think of that one?
That's good.
Is that the way he looks? I think I've got what I need there then. And I'm really pleased there isn't a wheelchair for me to fit into today.
We can get you one.
Oh, no way. No chance.
Why did you 3 times?
I went back to Rebel Wheelers today and I pretended that I needed more photographs of them. In fact, I got some really beautiful photographs and I'll share them later on, I hope. What I saw was, again, a kind of remarkably well-organised group of people. They're incredibly well thought through. Most companies aren't as well thought through as they are.
It's later that afternoon, and Nadim wants to meet Bob Seward from the Knocknaheeny Music Project. He calls into their temporary office in a nearby school, but there's bad news waiting for him.
Great. I'm looking for Bob, if he's around.
Okay, unfortunately, he's not here at the
Isn't he?
moment. You know, unfortunately, he's had to go into hospital,
Has he?
so he won't be able to make it today.
Oh, crikey. Is he all right?
He's not too bad. He initially he had a bad bug, but he's getting better now. But they will have to keep him in over the weekend because of the bad weather and because of his age and that. So,
Oh, I'm sorry
what's
to
your
hear
own
that.
name?
Liam. Sorry, Liam.
Claire
How are you?
Seymour is my
Hi.
name.
Claire is the secretary of the charity, and over a cup of tea, she tells Nadim about Bob's passion for the project.
And I've seen him over the years really get involved in people's personal lives where need be, to just help them to keep on their music track and to offer the support and encouragement to get them through, you know, because he can see the potential in each and every one of them.
Rachel Healy is the vocal coach, and she's clearly shaken at the news.
Bob, he's obviously fundamental to it and he's very much missed today.
Bob doesn't get paid a penny for the work he does here. He always says to me, I don't get paid because then they know I'm doing it for real because I want to see this happen. And there's been knocks on his way, and he has never stopped doing it. He's one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met. Even to see where it's happening in that small little building up there, you know. We need to be able to do keyboard lessons, acoustic guitar lessons, electric guitar lessons, piano lessons, vocal lessons, saxophone lessons, trombone lessons, bass guitar lessons.
Yes.
And he does it. It's amazing what tutors can do when they have to do it, you know?
Yeah. What are the things that might make it difficult for Knocknaheeny to succeed as a project?
More space, funding, you know, instruments. You know, we're all there going, okay, so the funding runs out from FÁS in May. Is this going to be continued? It's May. You know, we don't know. That's difficult.
By chance, the students from Knocknaheeny are about to perform for their friends and family in the school hall, and Nadim joins them.
I can feel the sadness here. How does it feel not having him around?
Weird. We're all really worried about him. Without him here, it's hard, like.
Anne.
Good to see you again.
Anne from the community centre, who first told Nadim about the project, was there to support her son, Paul.
What's your connection with Bob?
If there were young people that I would know that would be interested in having a second chance of doing something, then I would refer them down here. I think it's just a great chance to get a second opportunity.
Did you feel like you needed a second chance?
Second chance? More like a third chance.
Was it?
Definitely. It's like, if I didn't have this, honestly, I'd be doing nothing. Like, probably be, drinking, fighting. I think it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Well, bar this one.
Oh, sweet.
We'd like to dedicate this song to Bob Seward. He's in hospital here at the moment, and we all care about him. We're all thinking about him.
Later that afternoon, Nadim arranged to go and visit Bob in hospital.
I feel, having had a chance to talk to a couple of the others in there, that it's worth me coming to the hospital to see him, because he's apparently quite agitated that he missed the chance of us getting together. I'm just back from seeing Bob in the hospital. You know, the reality is that he's more than a bit under the weather. And somehow just being together like that meant that we had quite a good conversation. He believes that the future of the project should be that it should be a national project. And his words were that if he had to live another 20 years, and he's 76, to achieve that, then he'd live another 20 years. Bob's a driven man. I've come across quite a few driven men. Very often it's driven by money or something like that. Bob does really seem to be driven by a very selfless wish to make things better. He just seems to keep giving and giving and giving. I know that he gets nothing out of it. Doesn't seem to make any money or even actually be paid. So he's a remarkable man.
It's Nadim's second last day in Cork, and as he starts to decide on how best to donate his money, there is something that has been weighing heavily on his mind.
It's a bit of a restless night, things on my mind. I've decided I have to go back to Coistena. I'm surprised at myself, really. I've got a prejudice against the church, and it's probably a foolish one. I think if you ever find yourself with prejudices, you should stop and have a think about it every so often. So this is my moment. How are you?
Speaking to the back wall out here.
Morning. How are you?
Morning. Welcome to Organised Chaos.
As luck would have it, Coistena is a hive of activity as Nadim arrives. Today is a celebration for the African Women's Group, and Father Angelo is in full flow.
Anybody lose a baby? Who owns this baby?
This is a good opportunity for Nadim to look past religion and examine the work the centre does.
What I believe is they are here standing to help. And without demanding anything from you, they are helping people.
Just while you were talking, I saw this on top of the computer. How does religion come into the way you work here?
You see, some people are Christians, some are Muslims. This place is encouraging everybody. Look at here now, that thing is Quran. It does not mean that we are worshiping I am a God and they are worshiping Allah. We say, oh, don't come to, no. Bring everybody together. We are together.
You feel at home. Anything you want, you need, they're there for you. Always there for you. I'm at home.
Anybody who's not dancing to go into the hall, okay? Are we all ready, ladies? Yeah. Let me hear you sing now.
We are together, we are one.
Oh, come on. Come on, Heather.
We are one. We are together.
Okay.
African women, we are together. We are one. Oh, we are together. We are one. Oh, we are together. We are one.
Welcome to Coistina. Welcome to all of you, but in particular, welcome to African women.
I've often felt when I work that if I'm having a day where everybody annoys me, it's probably me who's being annoying.
That door is always open?
Yeah, well... And I think if you go into a place like this and you discover everybody speaks well of it, you know, stop trying to stick holes in it. The fact that there might be a church here, you know, so what? It's the humanity of the work that's going on that matters. The wonderful thing about Coistina is you go in there and you see warmth, hospitality, cleanliness, tea, coffee, smiles, music. The reality is that there's a lot of really hard stuff to cope with in life going on underneath. Of all the different projects that I'm looking at, this is the most profound one. It's one with the really big issues.
It's Nadim's last day in Cork City, and time for him to reveal who he is and who he's going to help.
I'm worried at two levels. One is that I just hope nobody's really cross with me for deceiving them. I'm not writing a book, and I just hope that they don't feel that they've been shortchanged somehow. And the other one that I'm worried about is I'm just a bit nervous. I find it really difficult to predict what reactions are going to be. I really can't. I don't know what the reactions are going to be.
Over the past 8 days, Nadim has experienced a wide range of charities in the area. But now he has to make a decision on where his money is best placed.
I think these donations will help each of the places that I'm giving them to. What I've tried to do is to select charities where my contribution makes a really significant difference to what they do, and it's where they are in danger of not being able to sustain themselves.
Nadim is calling by his chosen charities under the guise of saying goodbye. The reality is, he's about to donate thousands of euro of his own money.
I'm really excited about this first donation. If I was in the situation that the people coming here are in, this is really where I would want to be.
How you doing?
Good to see you again.
And you.
Thanks for coming back.
No problem.
I wanted to come back and tell you what an amazing creation and operation I think Rebel Wheelers is.
Thank you.
And I think the amazing thing about you guys is the way you've just done it, you know. I just think it's amazing. So
Thank you.
I wanted to congratulate you.
Thank you.
The other thing is, I haven't been entirely honest with you.
Okay.
I'm not a writer.
Okay.
I'm not a photographer.
Okay, now I'm getting worried.
And there is no book.
All right. No, I'm definitely worried.
Actually, my name is Nadim Sadek.
Right.
And I've made a small fortune in marketing over the years. And I brought this for you.
It makes such a difference. I'm serious, it really does.
And
All right, stop. I have to stop. Not tears. I don't know what to say, except it will be put to very good use.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
They're going to be all stunned, and they'll be delighted, you know, because...
I hope they just forgive me the deception of it all, but, you know, just for...
Oh, eventually, I'm sure they will. Eventually.
Nadim, yeah.
Nice to meet you, Nadim.
Yeah, you too. At last, after it all.
The next stop on Nadim's list is to a charity that has forced him to question his views and change his outlook.
Actually, I'm really excited about this donation. You know, you come to these things as the person that you are, and the issues that this one brings up are the biggest of all.
Okay. Michal, could I get you back in about 10 minutes' time, okay? All right, then. All right, then. Okay, take it. Oh, actually, just give me a number now while you're at it. Okay, speak to you then. Bye.
Hello, Father Angelo.
Morning.
How are you?
Come when we're actually quiet and planning.
Yeah. I wanted to say to you a few things, and they're quite personal.
Okay.
I think you probably sensed it when I first came and chatted to you. I had at least a healthy scepticism about the church's role in this whole project. The thing that completely disarmed me is just that everybody that I've met is so much better, really, for being here. You know, the really kind of unifying thing amongst all of them was that this was about the only place they could come where they felt there was complete human dignity here. It's just such a huge, huge accomplishment. I just kind of want to completely respect that and applaud you and say, you know, well done. I think it's amazing. There's some stuff that I haven't been honest with you about.
Okay.
I'm not a writer.
Okay.
There's no book.
Okay.
And I'm not called Liam.
Okay.
You've probably heard worse, but that's quite a lot.
Go on.
So I'm sorry for the deception.
No problem at all.
My name's Nadim Sadek.
Right.
And I've made a small fortune in marketing.
Okay.
I had something that I wanted to give to you here at Koshtina, which is this.
Wow. Yeah, I can take this in the name of Koshtina for the work that we do, and
that's what it is.
Can I say thank you? Really, really, thank you. This for us will go a long, long way in implementing the programs. And okay, this is not good.
It's fine. You know, it's to be honest, I feel that almost any donation you're given is quite trivial, whatever it is. You know, there are people who can give you much less and much more than I can. But compared to what you do, I think it's just a small gesture. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much. Cheers. Yeah.
I'm delighted you deceived me now. He brought himself to it. He actually became part of the place also. He took on the spirit of here. And that's what it's about. That's who we are as Koshtina.
Nadim has one more donation to make, and he has very high hopes for the future of this project.
Everything that I've looked at has been worthy in its own way, but I think this one ticks every box that I can think of, really. I think this is the best thing that I can support. Hello,
Liam.
I heard they let you out.
I find it fitting.
Are you all right?
I find it healthy, thank God.
May I come in for a minute?
Oh, certainly.
Lovely to see you.
Right through there.
Thank you. I didn't want to leave Cork without having a chance to see you personally, and you know, I felt I couldn't say everything that I'd like to say to you when you're in hospital because you know it's not the right place. But you know, I think the work that you've done at Knocknaheeny is such an astonishing example of what, you know, goodwill and commitment and dedication can do. You know, people will say charity begins at home, and I think you've given a lot of people almost a home away from home. So I'd love it to be even more successful than it is, and you know, I kind of wanted to come and congratulate you. I'm just really pleased to have met you, and thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thank you very much for your nice comments.
There is something else that I want to say. I haven't been that honest with you. This book that I've been telling you about doesn't exist. And I brought something for you. And give you that.
about. It's right, that's wonderful. 50,000. I mean, it's an awful lot of money. That's really wonderful. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You really surprised me now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I can assure you that'll be put to very, very good use. Really, really and truly, I'm telling you the truth. It's it's the nicest thing that's happened to me in a long time.
It's a pleasure
Thank
to
you
give it
so
to
much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. And it shocked me a bit.
Has it?
It's a lot of money for us. And thank you so much.
The only thing that I'd like to ask you to do is to take a day off.
Yeah.
You know, take it easy. I
have my sons and daughters been on to me now. Every one of them said, "Dad, you're doing only for a week." You really have to shock at me.
Am I?
They are. I mean, I didn't suspect anything. I never met a millionaire before. It's the first one I met.
I think it's not so much changed me as reminded me of some of the better things that I might once have known. Seeing what people do in a really selfless manner has been fantastic. It's been a really great experience. Met fantastic people, seen amazing work being done. So it's been really fulfilling. If I had to use one word to sum up the whole experience, it'd be brilliant. But I've never summed up anything in one word. And it's brilliant because it's been so fulfilling and satisfying and interesting, and it's given new oxygen to my lung.